Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Man, we have a lot of news to get through today, a lot of big news. We have some XRP news, and one of these articles, apparently an expert, we'll find out who that is supposed to expose the real reason behind why Ripple is deploying a stablecoin. So now, many of you probably already heard this first article is titled, Ripple Files Opposition, Agrees to Pay $10 million in Penalty to US SEC. Wait a minute. You see, and I wanted to address this because a lot of article writers are saying it's an agreement or they agree to pay. Doesn't agreement have to have two parties involved that both come to a certain conclusion, right? That's not what this is. They filed their opposition, and as we should expect, they're going to ask for a lesser fine. That's what they did. They say, hey, listen, we believe it should be no more than $10 million. The SEC didn't agree to that. There's no agreement here. You know, it's just that's what they're requesting. Now we have to see how everything plays out. But, you know, when I read headlines like this, it gets you too excited because you start thinking like there's an agreement. Oh, man, the case is over. No, it's not over yet. It's not over. We've come a long way. We have to close this little piece out. And the reason why I say we have to close this little piece out that's left is because of the banks, because of the financial institutions. They let it be known last year. It was about the summertime. They put out a bunch of different statements. I believe Ripple, I believe it may have been Stuart Alderati also put out a statement saying that everything, all proceedings have to be completely finished before the banks would utilize the XRPL-based systems, RippleNet, on-demand liquidity, whatever you want to call it, XRP. Everything has to be finished. That's what I'm waiting for. And that's why I say that type of thing. But yeah, so let's read this little tidbit here just to give the article a chance. It says Ripple Labs has filed its opposition to the United States Securities and Exchange Commission motion for remedies and entry of final judgment, refusing the huge amount in disgorgement and in prejudgment interest requested by the SEC. Ripple agrees. It says agrees. I don't know why they're using that verbiage. Am I just seeing that wrong? Am I thinking about that wrong? Possibly. Who knows? It's possible. It says Ripple agrees to pay a maximum penalty of $10 million. That's what I was saying. That's what I read in a lot of other articles. That's what they're requesting. They're saying, hey, listen, this should be no more than $10 million. There's no agreement here because the SEC isn't saying, hey, we're fine with that. You know, although, once again, I want to state that the SEC has a history of going back and lamenting and saying, hey, our fine was too big. You look at the LBRY case. The LBRY case, they destroyed that company. Only for the SEC, after the company is destroyed and all those people lost their jobs, and they destroyed a pretty good platform, for them to come back, the SEC, and say, hey, maybe that was too big of a fine. I believe that should be taken into account. Their own statements on that should be taken into account in this case. I don't know why it's not, but hey, listen, we'll leave that to the professionals. I am not a lawyer. It says, in a court filing on April 22nd, Ripple disagreed with arguments and fines set forth by the US SEC in its remedies related briefing. Ripple agreed, said once again, they say agreed to pay civil penalties as the court ruled that the company violated Section 5 of the Securities Act of 1933, offering XRP under institutional investment contracts. All right. So we know all of that verbiage. We'll see how it plays out. SEC did what they did. Now Ripple has struck back. Now we have to wait to see the outcome. So now let's move on here because this is the interesting stuff. Oh, yeah. So now this article is titled, you all doing good out there? You having a good week? I hope you are. I hope you're having a good week. I know you're strong. I know you're a champion. I know you're the best of the best. Don't let anybody tell you different. I don't care what anybody says. We conquer every day. You're a champion every single day, right? Feel good about yourself. Pat yourself on the back, especially when nobody else does it. If you went to work today, came home, you ran your business, you made it home, you did well, you made it to the end of the day, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And you're going to wake up tomorrow, we're going to conquer again. You went to the gym, lifting those heavy weights. You don't have to, but you did it anyway. That takes strength to go to work every day, to run your business every day, to lift weights every day, to eat healthy every day. It takes strength. Most people will never do these things. You are special. They're not going to tell you that out there because they don't want you to know you're special. They want everybody to believe they're generic. But you're not generic, and we know it. You can feel it every day. You're different. You're different than everyone else. And you shine. When you speak, when you walk into a room, people light up. They come over, they want to talk to you. Or they admire you from afar. Either way, you shine like the sun in the sky. That's what the real meaning of being a star is. It has nothing to do with celebrity. It has nothing to do with followers. It has to do with you shining your inner light, whatever that is. And I communicate with many of you, so I know you shine and you're brilliant. I don't say that lightheartedly at all. I only speak when it's serious business and I actually believe something. There's a lot of darkness in this world, only a few lights. How special is that? So now, let's get on to this article here. It's titled, Expert Identifies a Real Reason Ripple Seeks to Launch a Stablecoin in the U.S. The real reason. So this person is going to expose something. Legal expert and pro-XRP lawyer Fred Rispoli recently attempted to explain why Ripple is planning to launch a dollar-backed stablecoin in the U.S. later this year. In an X thread, Attorney Rispoli stated that the major reason why Ripple is planning to roll out a stablecoin is to allow United States customers to utilize its on-demand liquidity solution, now called Ripple Payments for cross-border payments. Wait a minute. So what does that tell you? What does that indicate? On-demand, how does on-demand, let me ask you a question. How does on-demand liquidity function? XRP is used as the bridge asset there, right? Wait, you know what? This is why I went to Perplexity. Let's go to Perplexity because I wanted to just sum that up right, real nice for us. And let's understand what happens if they run a stable coin, unless things have changed. You let me know if things change with on-demand liquidity. But as of now, and based on the patent, I would think that those mechanisms have not changed. So it must function the same, whether you're sending a fiat currency through ODL or you're sending a stable coin, which is pegged to a fiat through ODL. XRP is the liquidity, period. Period. That's what I believe, but let's read this here. So I asked perplexity.ai, which is a great AI for research, okay? Great AI. It gives you articles and everything like that if you want to look up something that's very difficult to find. Usually I do manual research, but with something like this, I wanted to draw everything all together. So now it says this. Ripple's on-demand liquidity is a financial product designed to facilitate faster, more cost-effective international money transfers using the digital asset XRP as a bridge currency. Bridging two currencies together, XRP in the middle. So what happens if you have this stable coin over here and it has to go over there? It should function the same. XRP would still be involved, theoretically speaking, once again, unless the mechanisms have changed. Let me know. I see hundreds of your comments every day. Let me know. Let's keep going. It says this solution is part of RippleNet, Ripple's broader network for global financial transactions. On-demand liquidity aims to address the inefficiencies in the traditional international payment systems, which are often slow, costly, and require pre-funding of nostro accounts. Another thing they need to remedy by financial institutions. These accounts are maintained in foreign currencies and are used to complete transactions and cross-border payments, tying up significant capital. How on-demand liquidity works. They're going to break it down now. Says, number one, payment initiation. A financial institution initiates a cross-border payment using RippleNet. Currency conversion to XRP. So if everything functions the way that it always has with ODL, then this is just a backdoor way to get XRP in the game. Go Ripple. Go Ripple. Do it. So they're using the stable coins to operate where usually they wouldn't be able to, just based on the mechanisms of ODL. Sort of like what Quant does. Quant, look at Quant as an example. So with Quant and Quant Network and Overledger, companies can put in their fiat currency. But then once they put in their fiat currency, Quant's mechanisms convert it to QNT for all of the different functions, you know, monthly payments, yearly payments, all that stuff. It's converted in the system automatically, just like with ODL. Those two systems are very similar, which makes sense why they have Overledger for XRP, I believe, as well. But yeah, so this is going to be a great thing. Just one more reason. It says currency conversion to XRP. The sender's fiat currency, and the stable coin is no different. It's pegged to a fiat, is converted into XRP, Ripple's digital asset. This conversion leverages the liquidity of XRP. Unless they say differently, and maybe they will. Maybe they have, and I haven't seen it. I'm considering all possibilities. Unless they say different, then all those stable coins are going to do is start popping off the utility of XRP. Now, it's not going to be to the degree it would be when XRP is unleashed, but it's a start. And I think that's how Ripple is thinking. If all these mechanisms remain the same, they're thinking this is a start. This conversion leverages liquidity of XRP available in the cryptocurrency market. Also, never forget the connection they have with Uphold and all that stuff they were doing with institutions. They're setting up all the pieces. Transfer via XRP ledger. The XRP is then transmitted across the XRP ledger to a digital asset exchange in the recipient's country. This step is nearly instantaneous, typically taking just a few seconds. It says conversion from XRP to local currency. Upon arrival, the XRP is then converted into the local currency of the recipient. Remember, all of this is happening at lightning speed. They won't even know it's happening. Those people with the, using stable coins, they won't even know what happened. They won't even know their stable coin turned into XRP and the XRP turned into the other currency on the other side, or the same stable coin, or it utilized the liquidity of XRP, to negate like slippage or something. Who knows? And I say that because listen, maybe Ripple is different, but most stable coins are not stable. Stable coins are not stable. So now it says number 5, payment completion. The local currency is then dispersed to the recipient, completing the transaction. So I'm going to leave that there. I think that's pretty eye-opening. If indeed everything's going to function this way, we'll have to wait on clarity to see if this is still correct. This is the way that I knew that on-demand liquidity worked. I don't believe it's changed, but we'll wait on clarity. But this definitely was an eye-opener. All right, so now let's move on here. So now we have some XRP price predictions. Let's see what's happening here. Is this a light article? Because I have so many articles, I could actually skip a few. It says 3. So this article is titled 3 XRP price predictions to watch as Ripple versus SEC trial starts today. Let me scroll down. My apologies, folks. I was checking a few things. XRP's value has risen by 3% daily. I'm not worried about that. The final phase of Ripple's legal battle with the SEC, which could significantly influence the asset's price, begins today. XRP ready to take off? I wouldn't say just yet. No, not yet. We need solid catalyst for it to take off. Bitcoin exploding, catalyst. This case ending, catalyst. Maybe that stable coin beginning and them tapping into ODL, XRP liquidity, maybe. Catalyst, a surge in automated market maker users, catalyst. Like there's a lot of catalysts out there for XRP. But it says this, multiple analysts think this is the start of a major bull run. If it is, I'll take it. If it is. The ex-user Dark Defender. Shout out to Dark Defender. I love reading a lot of what Dark Defender writes when they put it in articles. I haven't seen an article written on Dark Defender's comments in quite some time. But it says the ex-user Dark Defender claimed XRP is, quote, on the verge of a significant pattern, a moment that could shape its future, unquote, arguing that the asset should not be classified as a security, but it's not. It's not. It says, I guess it's talking about with the institutional sales and everything like that. It says here, the analyst presented 3 quote, Fibonacci levels, unquote, as possible price targets. The most bullish scenario sees XRP trading as high as $20 in the near future. That's interesting considering we just got that prediction the other day about, and you know what? I didn't even put this together. My apologies. I'm jumping around here. But we had that prediction, I think it was yesterday. Somebody was saying $3 to $5. Isn't that the same range we've heard countless people say before? Why are they all saying $3 to $5? Am I the only one catching that? There's been about 8 different people, so-called experts and pros and analysts, all saying $3 to $5 sometime this year. That's what they say. And I mean, they don't control anything. They're not a part of Ripple. They're not a part of banks. So it's just people's opinions. But I just find it interesting that everybody's saying $3 to $5. What's making them choose that range? It says here, eGrag Crypto. Haven't heard from eGrag in a while. Love eGrag stuff as well. eGrag Crypto chipped in too, maintaining that XRP's consolidation zone has become a supply zone. Quote, the double bottom formation is giving us a strong bullish signal, and I'm highly confident that the thrust will soon begin, unquote, they added. I love eGrag Crypto's bullishness, confidence. I love it. Support of XRP, unwavering support. I love that. All right. And then it says the X user advised the XRP army to, quote, stay steady, unquote, since a possible price ignition is about to start. All right. Let's move on here because we have so many more articles to get through. That was a fun little read. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the bank trouble I was telling you about. Every day there's something. So this article is titled Big Banks Face Probe. They're getting probed now. Face probe over NDAs and swaps. Clearing businesses. Bloomberg reports. Wait. Let's get some clarity on this. The Commodities, Futures, and Trading Commission has reached out to a number of banks, including, get this, JP Morgan, who once again has come out recently hating on the big dog, crypto, Bitcoin. All of the negativity that they spread, and yet JP Morgan is constantly in trouble. Unbelievable. So now they're being probed. You'll find out why in a moment, including JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America. Bank of America, what are you doing? You're one of our banks. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. We need you to be healthy when XRP is unleashed. You're one of the bullish people bullish companies on XRP that love XRP and XRPL based systems. You also use Stellar to win the contest. Don't think I forgot. I didn't forget that at all. Some of my people have the screenshots of it, by the way. So you could bury that article all you want. We know you use Stellar. Facts. To win a contest, but still that it remains in someone's mind that Stellar is solid enough to win a contest with. So yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. But stay out of trouble, Bank of America. Come on now. It says, and Citigroup, to see if they have been preventing would-be whistleblowers from speaking out. Bloomberg News reported on Wednesday. Now, we did see something about this about a month and a half to 2 months ago, where there were a lot of whistleblowers coming out. But what were they coming out speaking about? Corruption. They were whistleblowing on corruption. And now we're finding out that these companies, if you don't have anything to hide, why would you have to shut these people up? Wouldn't you just take them to court and just sue them? No, they were trying to quiet these people down. So they're in big trouble. Now the CFTC is sniffing around. That's serious business. CFTC is asking banks for their non-disclosure agreements in their swaps and clearing businesses, and has also sought employment and customer agreements in those businesses. Oh, they're in bigger trouble than I thought. The report added, citing people familiar with the matter. CFTC, JP Morgan, and Citigroup did not immediately respond to Reuters' request for comment, while Bank of America declined to comment. Smart move. It says the top, you know what it is? They don't want to draw any more attention to this than they need. All of this is bad. It says the top financial regulator joins the U.S. SEC, which has increased its oversight in this area and has levied fines. That's what we've been reading about for the last year and a half. All of these fines towards a lot of these big banks has levied fines against companies that don't comply. So isn't there protections in place for whistleblowers? I'm guessing that's why this is highly illegal. It says in January, JP Morgan agreed to pay $18 million civil penalty to settle charges. It violated whistleblower protection rules, the U.S. SEC said. That's hilarious considering Jamie Dimon coming out recently and saying how unsafe Bitcoin is, even though they're a participator in Bitcoin ETFs. That's just mind blowing to me. But it's not surprising the hypocrisy. But at the same time, while saying Bitcoin is unsafe, these individuals here are getting fined for stifling whistleblowers and engaging in what is illegal activity. This is illegal activity. If the law says there's whistleblower protections and you violate that, you've engaged in illegal activity. That's something that you should address, JP Morgan. No disrespect. It's not personal. This is just business. It says a top enforcer of criminal malfeasance on Wall Street, Damian Williams, has also encouraged whistleblowers to come forward and report wrongdoing under a new program aimed at uncovering illegal activity. Tell me the banks are not in trouble. Please tell me. Not that I'm going to believe it, but I will be highly, highly entertained. See, to each his own. To each his own. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not a person of fear. I don't care about fear. I don't believe in fear. I don't feel that. This is about staying abreast and privy of situations. And there's always a solution, always a remedy. Know what's the solution here? The new financial system is the solution. The new financial system. That's why JP Morgan, even though they're so much against Bitcoin, allegedly, that's what they say. I know they point over here and then they point over here to make you look over here, but they're doing activity over there. I know how that goes. But the entire time they're building their own siloed systems that are going to need to be connected, but still they're absorbing or being absorbed by blockchain a little more each day. I should tell you everything you need to know. So now let's move on here. We have some Cardano news today. I'm giving you a lot. I'm giving you a lot because you deserve it. I'm putting in this hard work in the members only section. The members only section. They deserve this work. All right. So I'm putting in that hard work for you. So now this article here is titled Cardano founder. Wait. My apologies. Let me scroll up. Cardano founder celebrates next step to reach on global scale. It says here, Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, has expressed his enthusiasm for the information of Pragma, a new independent open source association. This initiative marks a pivotal move towards achieving global scalability, a goal that Cardano aims to fulfill as its endeavors become the financial operating system of the world. It's funny when Cardano says that nobody cares. Right? Let Ripple say that, and everybody's like, "What? The world? Come on now! They couldn't be the hub of the world, the financial system for the world." It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means they have lofty ambitions. And don't you want a company that you're bullish on to be ambitious? That's how I look at it. It's not about them actually accomplishing that, but I think of companies and investments like children. Would you rather have a child that thinks they're a loser and never speaks highly of themselves? And, or would you rather have a child that believes highly in themselves and they don't have to say it to the world, but to you, they say, listen, father, mother, I want to be the best in the world. That fills you with hope, with pride, with belief. Yes, conquer the world. That doesn't mean that they're going to conquer the world, but you know that they have this high trajectory. That's what you want. That's what you should have in yourself. So I get it. I understand why these companies say these things. It says here, during a recent update shared on X, the Cardano Foundation alongside partners Blink Labs, DC Spark, Sunday Labs, and TX Pipe announced the launch of Pragma. This association aims to foster a robust and diverse ecosystem, crucial for scalability, resilience required at global level. Hoskinson highlighted the critical nature of such developments in his statement saying, quote, multiple clients and a diverse and resilient ecosystem of open source projects and utilities are required for a global scale protocol seeking to build the financial operating system of the world. I'm excited to see groups come together to start building these clients and projects, unquote. Once again, how is Cardano not bullish? There's so many people say, well, Cardano was bearish and, they look down on Cardano. Every time I'm reading about Cardano, they're doing something big every time. That's bullish, right? That's real world utility. Interestingly, Pragma's formation comes as a distinct and independent initiative within the ADA community, not directly coordinated with existing governance bodies such as the IOHK. When questioned about the new group's relation to these entities, Hoskinson said, quote, they decided to form an entirely different group and not coordinate with Intersect. Says, I've never had a formal meeting with them about their intent or the exactly structure. Maybe that's a typo. It means exact structure and funding behind Pragma. I was only recently informed about their existence, unquote. Yeah, and isn't that shouldn't people want that? There's this duality in crypto where the people say, wait, they're not a part of us. You don't know about them. They didn't come to you for your blessing or your knowledge or to connect with us. That's one. That's not centralization. I mean, that's not decentralization, right? But then they'll say, we want decentralization. But when these people disconnect from you and just do their own thing on the chain, then you question them. Like, you can't have it both ways. You either want centralization or you want decentralization. And there's different degrees of all of that. There isn't a monolith. There's just different degrees of everything. So now let's move on here. What is this? Some more stablecoin news? Oh, okay. I was about to say, why do I have another stablecoin article? Now I remember. And you know what's funny? This is about South Africa. Isn't Cardano heavy in Africa? I believe Cardano is heavy in Africa. And I know for a fact Hedera is heavy in Africa, especially Hedera, which we have an article coming up at the end of the video about Hedera. Hedera is especially heavy in South Africa. They work with the biggest bank by assets in South Africa. Look at everything I say. I hope you all look everything up. Check everything I say. And you can see it for yourself and you can screenshot some stuff, save it for yourself later. You know, it helps. And I'm telling you right now, sometimes we forget things. We forget things. We're busy. We're busy and we're getting older, folks. Somebody out there like, I'm young and I'm young, Alpha. I'm not getting older. One day you will. And you're going to have some stuff in a file to remember some things. I'm educating you right now. I'm letting you know now before it happens. All right. When you get that first gray sprout, boom, there's some gray coming out somewhere. I'm telling you, you're going to need some files to remember a few things. Trust me on that. I'm helping you out. Anyway, let's get back to this article here. This article is titled Stablecoin Retail CBDC Sandboxes Are on South African Payments Roadmap. The South African Reserve Bank. I wonder, wait a minute. South African Reserve Bank. Which bank was Hedera heavy in? Now that's something I don't remember. I just don't have that bank name in my head. Was it the Reserve Bank? I'll look it up later. The South African Reserve Bank has declared goals for 2025 that it needs to pick up speed on. Everybody, see, look, it needs to pick up speed on. Everybody's rushing to stablecoins, crypto. Stablecoins are just a doorway to crypto. That's all it is. It says here, the South African Reserve Bank has released a digital payments roadmap toward the goals of its Vision 2025, published 6 years ago. Adoption of digital payment technologies in the country has been, quote, sluggish, unquote, the report said. It looked at ways to catch up to the vision, including plans for cryptocurrency and a CBDC. South Africa's financial services sector, especially banking, is well developed. Despite advances in digital payment technology, South Africans with lower and middle living standards remain disproportionately dependent on cash. The report found user cost, low financial literacy, limited accessibility, and lack of trust hinder progress. However, the roadmap looked at high-level plans to increase accessibility of financial technology, modernize payment infrastructure, and remove barriers to use. And the scope of the plans is strictly domestic. My apologies. I'm pausing a little bit because I'm thinking about something else at the same time. I'm still wondering what the bank was that Hedera is working with in South Africa. Now, let me just take note of this article, right? We're going to go over here to this AI. Should we use Perplexity or should we use Claude? You know what? I'm going to go with Perplexity because I just like using Perplexity. So let's ask Perplexity, what bank in South Africa is Hedera working with? Let's see if that brings it up. Let's see. None of these programs are perfect. Just know that, but they work pretty good most of the time. So now, oh, they're working with Standard Bank. See, I love this. It says answer, Standard Bank, Africa's largest bank, is working with Hedera Hashgraph in South Africa. Yeah, so I would think that if South Africa now is putting out the word, hey, we want to speed things up, the largest bank will reach out to whoever these entities are that want things to speed up in the government and say, listen, we're working with Hedera. We have their system set up. And I think they released a stable coin of Hedera, if I remember correctly. I'm going back 2 years in my memory now. But Hedera is definitely in the driver's seat there. Now, hold on one moment. Let's look up. Is Cardano working with banks in South Africa? Well, hold on. I just want to check because I think that they're in Africa, but I'm not sure the extent that Cardano is still in Africa or active there. I haven't heard an update in like 2 years. It says Cardano is working to expand its presence and adoption in South Africa through various initiatives, Emergo Africa. So they are in South Africa. The investment and commercial arm of Cardano in Africa is focused on strengthening and advancing economic resilience in African nations and democratizing access to basic needs through impactful Web 3.0 solutions. All right, so we're going to stop right there, but they are in Africa and trying to strengthen adoption in South Africa. All right, so that's all I need to know about that. So now let's move on to another article. We only have a few left, just a few. Oh, now we're getting to the Bitcoin news. Can't forget the OG Bitcoin, right? We want Bitcoin to explode. We want to make some. Not financial advice, of course. I only speak for myself. I only speak for myself. But I want to make some good gains off of Bitcoin. Let's put it, more good gains. All right. So anyway, this article is titled "Analyst Unveils Bitcoin Path Toward Bull Market Top." How can you call it top? Says this altcoin will be one of the first to print fresh highs. They use the popular coins to lead into some other coin that they want to push. I don't like people to push anything on me. I'm telling you. I don't want someone to try to convince me to go get this coin. You're trying to push it on me. You're trying to brainwash me. That's how I feel. So when you busting me over the head with these coins, I just want to hear about Bitcoin. And you're busting me over the head with these coins every day that I come to your articles. That's not going to make me like the coin. This is going to make me not like reading your article. I'm just being honest. If it's good, if it's the best of the best, all you have to do is explain it one time and the people will come to it. And matter of fact, you don't have to do anything. The companies will do that. But anyway, let's read this little Bitcoin article. It says here, a closely followed analyst believes that Bitcoin will likely see a new all-time high in the next 2 weeks. Whoa, that's pretty soon. All right, if it happens, I'll take it. Pseudonymous analyst Blunts tells his followers that Bitcoin is in the midst of a wave 3 surge. Blunts utilizes the Elliott wave theory in his analysis. The theory states that an asset tends to witness a 5-wave rally with a wave 3 being the longest and strongest move up. Quote, expecting fresh Bitcoin all-time high within the next 1 to 2 weeks. From a macro standpoint, I think we're currently in a wave 5 or of a larger wave 3 with a few legs higher still to come. Ultimately, expecting us to top out around $120,000 this cycle, unquote. Hey, at least that's pretty close to my number. I was saying 100,000. And then, of course, my very high number was 150,000, I believe. But 100,000 and the safe numbers, 80,000 to 85,000 safe numbers. You know what I mean? But I hope it goes much higher than that. I really, really hope it goes. I hope it skyrockets to the moon and just blows past all expectations. But we'll see. That's just my hopes. So now, well, I feel like this article here is so similar to the last one. All right, it is. It is. So here, this article is titled, Trader That Called 2022 Bear Market Bottom Updates Bitcoin Forecast. All right, so let's find out what they're saying. A popular crypto trader. Everybody's a popular crypto trader. I guess that's the only ones they're going to report on, right? If you're not popular, they're not going to even acknowledge your thoughts. Like, that's the craziest thing about humanity. If you don't have a bunch of people following you, if you don't have some kind of popularity, then people don't care what you think. Just for me, that's just insane. I've sat with people before who the world does not know them at large, and they are some of the most wise people. I've gotten some great wisdom from them throughout my life. Do they need followers for that to be relevant? No, I don't know. You know, I think differently. I think differently. But it says here, according to Dave the Wave, I love these names. You have one person in the last article named Blunts, and then one person here named Dave the Wave. This is actually kind of cool name. It says Bitcoin has consistently printed diminishing returns after every bull market since 2012. For the current cycle, the trader expects Bitcoin to generate gains of over 626% from the bottom, a significant reduction from the 1,275% gains witnessed during the 2020 cycle. Quote, the near only constant is reduced return, unquote. It says, at the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading for $66,938, up over 3.5% in the past day. Dave the Wave analyzes Bitcoin's possible path forward using the logarithmic growth curve, an investing model that aims to forecast Bitcoin's market cycle highs and lows while filtering out short-term volatility. All right, let's move on from here. We have just 3 more articles. May not get through all of them. Let's see which ones are important. We have a Venezuela article. We have a Chainlink article. You know what? We'll end off with the Hedera article. Hedera is one of our bank coins. And I take Hedera as serious business. Serious business. They are one of the most bullish bank coins long into the future, in my humble opinion. That's a super long hold for me. I only speak for myself. I don't play with Hedera at all. So this article is titled Hedera and I don't know what this other one is. Archax. I don't care about it, but I'm just telling you. I'm only here for the Hedera news, but it says Hedera and Archax enable first tokenized Blackrock MMF shares. Oh, we picked the right article. This is a good one. Archax, a digital asset exchange broker and custodian based in London, has expanded its tokenization services to BlackRock ICS US Treasury Money Market Fund. We've been talking a lot about money market funds because a lot of money is going there. It says this undertaking is implemented in cooperation and is coming out of banks and going into money market funds. It says this undertaking is implemented in cooperation with the HBAR Foundation and is a major step toward the merging of traditional financial assets with the blockchain technology. It says Archax, the first FCA regulated entity of its kind, has tokenized money market funds from Arbitrum in the past, working with both Hedera and Ethereum blockchains. This inclusion of MMF money market funds of BlackRock into this online platform provides new options for liquidity and investment. The process, so now people can't say Hedera doesn't have a connection to BlackRock. They have a direct connection to BlackRock. And this is just their first project. I'm sure it's going to expand in the future as most of these projects do. It says it's the same way I'm going to give you an example. The same way the BIS started with a small project when it came to quant, and now they have a bunch of different projects they're working on with quant, right? They've been working consistently with them for like maybe 2 years now, and they don't make a secret of it. So I perceive this to be similar. And all of those big institutions that are on Hedera's council, I firmly believe that's why BlackRock chose Hedera. Your reputation goes a long way, and the respect that you have from certain entities goes a long way towards bringing you more potent partnerships. And this is a heck of a potent partnership. It says the process of tokenization enables money market funds shares to be traded on the Archax platform via connected networks, thus increasing accessibility to institutional and professional clients. So we ended it off with a powerful article that showed us Hedera is connected to BlackRock. Now, people better be bullish on this. I can't say better be, but I hope that they're bullish on this. It doesn't get more bullish than this. So, and then they have a tweet cropped here. I was about to do the outro. Today we witness is from Hedera Foundation. It says, today we witness real world asset history as BlackRock's ICS U.S. Treasury Money Market Fund is tokenized on Hedera. There you have it, folks. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.